There are pieces of your life, fragments of memory, that you've worked so hard to put away, shadows that linger at the edge of every sunrise, painful moments, impulsive words, sharp silences that echo louder than shouts. You might have thought that if you could just press them down, tuck them away deep enough, their voices would finally fade. These are the chapters you rarely admit to, the closed doors that hold all the things you'd rather not remember. The loneliness after an empty argument, the way anxiety tightened your chest and left you gasping, the friendships you lost to misunderstandings, the bridges you burned out of youthful pride or helpless rage. You have regrets. You know the contours of your own failure. You've replayed those scenes as if you could edit the script of your own history. Sometimes in the quiet, you let yourself hope for a different memory, a softer ending. But real life isn't always gentle, and time doesn't always heal the way you'd like. The rawness can linger, and maybe you fear it's written too deep, an indelible stain. But I saw it all. There was not a second I missed, not a single tear, word, or hidden ache unnoticed. I watched as you crumpled into guilt, as you nursed bitter disappointment, as you searched crowded rooms for acceptance that never came. I witnessed the trembling corners of your hope, and the times you pushed people away because you wanted someone to pull you back in. I saw you bristle with anger at a world that never seemed to offer what you truly needed. I saw your courage, too, the strength in your honesty, the resilience in your willingness to try again, even after everything. You might wonder why you were left alone in those hours, why help felt distant, prayers unanswered. It is easy to believe the world's verdict when the ache is sharp, that your pain means you're alone, that your past has determined your future, that you'll always carry the scars of what happened or what didn't. The world offers easy judgments, ruthless categorizations, deserving or undeserving, strong or weak, lovable or irredeemable. But I didn't walk away. Long before you tried to hide, I made my home with you, while doors slammed shut, while your heart built new walls. I stayed. I am not like the world. My view isn't limited to the surface, the masks you learned to wear, the bravado that barely covers insecurities. I know the manuscripts you've torn up and the letters you never sent. I understand the tangled choices, some courageous, some impulsive, some made only because you didn't see any good options at all. The world loves to cancel, to label, to define people by their lowest moments. It magnifies flaws, draws thick lines between good and bad, keeps score in ways that sting and shame. But I am not the world. I am not keeping tally marks against your soul. I am not collecting evidence to present against you. My way is not cancellation. It's redemption, restoration. I take the broken pieces, the smudged lines, and draw something new. A portrait not of failure, but of belovedness. Your identity is not cemented by your worst day. The words spoken in pain, the decisions made in the dark, they do not define the whole of you. My love sweeps wider, runs deeper, outlasts every chapter you wish you could erase. Before you ever failed, I called you by name. My love for you has never wavered with the seasons, never shrunk back because you stumbled or screamed or doubted. You belong, not because you are perfect, but because you are known, fully, intimately, completely. When you thought you had gone too far, that your story had twisted too irreparably, that the sum total of your wrong turns made you irredeemable, I knew otherwise. You were never too far gone for me, not even close. There is no distance you could run, no pit you could fall into, that would push you beyond my reach. Not the brusque dismissals, not the angry silence, not the mistakes stacked like bricks on bricks. Others may have walked out. You might have felt the hollow void they left, the echo of footsteps fading down cold hallways. But I stayed. I made a promise to you, one that stands firmer than circumstance, more enduring than your own resolve. My presence is not purchased by your performance, and it does not depend on your consistency. Where shame screamed that you should hide, I drew nearer. When you were certain the story was over, I whispered, begin again. In those moments when you could only hear the lies, the ones that thundered through your mind, accusing, mocking, diminishing, my voice was still there. Sometimes soft, sometimes insistent, sometimes just a whisper, steady and unyielding. You are not what you fear. You are not your failures. You are not beyond hope. Even when you doubted, even when you were certain you'd used up every ounce of forgiveness, I called you beloved, not in spite of your broken places, but in them, through them, because of them. You are beloved on your hardest day, on the morning after, in the waiting, in the failing. My love stands unchanged amid all the shifting tides of feeling and fortune. There's a gift in being fully known and still fully loved, a radical kind of acceptance that isn't contingent on success or perfection. That is what I offer you. Not a love that shrinks from your shadow, but a love that walks with you through the dark, that sits beside you on the hard floors, that does not flinch at the mess. I am not looking for reasons to leave, to judge, to tally up debts. I am here to pour a different story into your bones, a story of relentless kindness, unshakable belonging, redemption outpacing every regret. You may have lost your way for a time, drifted into places you never meant to end up. You may carry wounds, some inflicted by others, some of your own making. You may believe, deep down, that you need to prove your worth every day, that your value is precarious, quickly lost with every slip. But hear this, your worth is not up for debate. You do not need to strive or struggle for what I have already secured for you. Your belovedness predates your achievements, is undiminished by your setbacks, shines all the brighter in your return. If you look back, you'll see me there in every chapter, patient and unwavering. I celebrated the triumphs with you, and I tended to the wounds no one else could see. I saw the good intentions behind your missteps, the hope that flickered even in your confusion. I was present in your laughter and your longings, your questions and your quiet prayers. When loneliness tightened around you like a winter coat, I wrapped you in invisible arms. When despair threatened to claim your last hope, I was the steady hand you couldn't see, gently lifting your chin. When friends became strangers and words curdled into misunderstanding, I offered you peace that made no sense in the moment, but carried you through nonetheless. Maybe you wonder why the scars remain. Why, if I love you, I didn't make a cleaner way, an easier path. But your story is richer for its valleys. Through each hardship, you discovered my faithfulness. In your emptiness, you made room for presence. In imperfection, honesty was born. Each difficulty was not a sign of distance, but an invitation to trust, to let yourself be held before you had all the answers. I am not afraid of your doubts, your darkness, your contradictions. I am not deterred by the mess or the incompleteness. I see the person you are becoming, the way your heart expands and contracts with the seasons, the way hope grows in secret under the soil. Where you see only brokenness, I see the materials for transformation. Where you count losses, I count lessons. Where you feel weak, I whisper that you are strong, not in spite of, but because of your vulnerability. My love is about more than mending what's broken. It's about weaving every experience, every joy, every sorrow, every regret into something new and good. Redemption means nothing is wasted. Your pain is not for nothing. Each scar is a reminder of a wound that has healed, a place where light now gets in. There is no list of prerequisites, no fix this or try harder. You are invited, as you are, into a story being written with patience and tenderness. The world may ask you to perform, to audition for belonging, to climb a ladder that shifts beneath your feet. But I invite you simply to come, to rest, to belong. You are not disqualified by the distance you've wandered. The door was never locked behind you. Return is not about humiliation or shame. It is about coming home to yourself, coming home to the truth that you have always been seen, known, and cherished. My forgiveness doesn't have an expiration date or a limit. My compassion isn't diminished by the number of times you've needed it. I am not exhausted by your need. I remain as steadfast as the sunrise, as constant as the stars. There will be more days when you fall short, when your words hurt, when the old stories play on repeat, but you do not walk them alone. I am with you in the laughter and the lament, in celebration and in sorrow. I do not tire of your ups and downs. My commitment outlasts your doubts, your confusion, your inability to see yourself clearly. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not the echoes of past failures ringing in your heart. You are not too much or not enough. You are loved, simply, fully, right now. What the world discards, I redeem. What the world labels unworthy, I call beloved. Let your heart hear that truth, especially on the days when the past feels loud. When inner critics nudge you with shame, remember, you are not canceled. Your story is not over because of one broken chapter. The ending is not defined by the worst pages. Every day is a new beginning, drawn from the well of mercy, with steadfast love at its core. Trust that I am making all things new, including you. I am not interested in your perfection. I am interested in your heart, your willingness to keep moving forward, to receive, to hope. When you are at your lowest, I do not love you less. I sit beside you on the cold tiles. I hold your hand through the tears. When you are tempted to hide, I seek you out. When shame tries to suffocate, I breathe life back into your lungs. You do not need to apologize for needing grace. It is your inheritance. Acceptance is not a reward for the flawless. It is a birthright for the broken, which is to say, for everyone. I know your limitations, and I love you not in spite of them, but because they are a part of the beautiful complexity that makes you, you. Those old memories, the ones you try so hard to forget, can become altars, reminders of how far you've come and how much you are loved despite it all. Regret can give way to gratitude when you see how even your mistakes were wrapped in mercy, how you were never truly alone in the struggle. I know the entire story, the motives that others misunderstood, the longing for goodness that got tangled up. And I stayed. The world's love is often conditional, based on strength, success, likability. But mine is unconditional. It cannot be diminished by your weakness. It cannot be lost in your confusion. It cannot be canceled by your mistakes. You are loved and known in your entirety, past, present, and future. If you feel unworthy, uncertain, unseen, remember that I am not looking for a reason to leave. I have already chosen you, placed value on you that cannot be revoked. There is room here for all of you, the questions, the doubts, the parts that others have dismissed. I welcome it all, I hold it all, I redeem it all. So, the next time regret tries to chain your heart or fear crowds your thoughts, remember, I am there, steady and true. My love is not fragile. It is not afraid of your darkness, not threatened by your questions, not eclipsed by your failures. I do not give up. I do not walk away. I do not keep my distance. There is great freedom in being fully known and loved. You are safe here. You can breathe, you can let go, you can begin again. Whatever yesterday held, today is new. The past may shape you, but it doesn't imprison you. Your future is not written by your mistakes. Let yourself rest in the light of forgiveness, in the comfort of belonging, in the brave assurance that you are more than the sum of your broken pieces. You are beloved, not just on your best days, but on every ordinary, difficult, messy day in between. My affection for you has never lessened, not for a second. I remained, seeing it all, welcoming you always. When the world's standards exhaust you, when its demands leave you empty, know that my invitation is gentle. Come, as you are. Let my love rewrite the tired narrative of shame and striving. Let it draw you out of hiding, into the steady embrace of belonging. You do not need to do more to be more. You are enough, because you are mine. All that you've tried to bury, to run from, to minimize, bring it to me. I will not turn away. I will not recoil from your scars. There is nothing so broken that it cannot become part of something beautiful, nothing so lost that it cannot be found. nothing so shamed that it cannot be clothed in dignity again. Yes, I saw it all, and I stayed. I stayed in the confusion, the heartache, the remorse. I stayed in the laughter and the triumphs. You were never too much for me. Your need never tired me. Your story has always been precious in my eyes. My love is not altered by circumstance, not threatened by struggle, not diminished by repetition. I remain faithful, patient, unchanging. Let your soul find rest in being fully seen, fully known, and still, after it all, fully loved. Let your story move forward on the current of grace, confident in the truth that you are not alone. You are never defined by your worst day, never disqualified by your doubts, never abandoned in your brokenness. You are and always will be, my beloved.